The sun beat down on young Tobias as he slowly inched forward. The air was thick with humidity and the buzzing of insects. In front of him lay a sleeping giant. His head rested on a stone platform, his mouth open in a silent snore. And at the end of his massive toe, a secret lay hidden. Tobias had journeyed for weeks to find this place. His quest had taken him through whispering forests and over snow-capped mountains. He had braved biting winds and scorching deserts, all for a chance to uncover the secret that lay at the toe of the sleeping giant. But why? What was so special about this seemingly insignificant place? The answer, my friends, lay buried beneath centuries of myth and legend. You see, the world knew little of the sleeping giant. Some believed he was a benevolent deity, dozing until the world needed his help. Others saw him as a fearsome beast, waiting to awaken and wreak havoc. But Tobias wasn't interested in the giant's origins or his powers. He had come for something more personal, something that would change his life forever. For you see, long ago, Tobias's grandfather had been a renowned explorer. He had traversed the world, seeking out lost cities and forgotten artifacts. And one day he stumbled upon an ancient scroll that spoke of the sleeping giant. According to the scroll, the giant's toe contained a secret that could grant any who found it immense power. But the scroll was incomplete, and the nature of this power remained a mystery. This sparked a fire in Tobias's heart. He wanted to uncover the truth, not for fame or fortune, but because he yearned to understand the legacy of his grandfather and finish what he started. This quest had become his life's work. Now, after years of preparation and countless close calls, Tobias stood before the sleeping giant. But there was a problem. To reach the toe, he needed to get past the giant's dog, a ferocious beast that guarded its master's slumber. It was known to sniff out intruders from miles away, its senses so keen that it could hear the beating of a heart from far off. But Tobias wasn't deterred. He had come too far to turn back now. So he did the only thing he could think of. He pulled out his violin and began to play. As the notes rang out across the valley, the dog's ears perked up. It cocked its head, listening intently. For a moment, there was silence, and Tobias feared he had made a mistake. Then, to his surprise, the dog's tail began to wag. Slowly, it got up and ambled towards Tobias, its eyes never leaving his. It took a few steps closer, then lay down, resting its chin on the ground. Tobias played on, and as the song reached its crescendo, the dog's eyes closed. It had fallen asleep. With a mix of relief and disbelief, Tobias put his violin down. He had done it. He had managed to calm the giant's dog. Gently, he approached the sleeping giant and examined his toe. It was smooth and featureless like polished stone. Then, as the last notes of his song faded away, he noticed a faint glow coming from the tip of the toe. It was barely visible, like the first light of dawn. But as he watched, it grew brighter and brighter until finally he could stand it no longer and closed his eyes. When he opened them again, the glow was gone. In its place was a tiny hole. Tobias felt a surge of excitement. Could this be the secret the scroll had spoken of? He reached out and touched the hole. It was cool to the touch and felt like a natural part of the stone. But when he pressed his fingers against it, the rock crumbled, revealing a small keyhole. Inside the keyhole, a key lay nestled, glinting in the sunlight. Tobias carefully pulled it out and turned it over in his hands. It was no bigger than his thumb and was made of pure gold. On its head, a single word was engraved, El Dorado. With trembling hands, Tobias placed the key in the hole. The rock rumbled, then split apart, revealing a staircase that spiraled downwards into the earth. It was smooth and polished, almost as if it had been made by human hands. But how could this be? The sleeping giant was a natural wonder. No one had lived here, or had they? Hesitantly, Tobias descended the stairs. Each step echoed in the sudden silence, amplifying his heartbeat. At the bottom of the stairs, a door made of the same stone stood before him. In the center, a circle was carved, perfectly round. Could this be the entrance to the secret the scroll had hinted at? He looked back up the stairs, then pushed the door open and stepped inside. The air grew cooler and the light dimmer as he entered the chamber. The walls were adorned with strange symbols that seemed to shift and change in the flickering torchlight. They were unlike anything Tobias had seen before, yet they resonated with a familiarity that he couldn't quite place. In the middle of the room, a pedestal of unpolished granite stood defiantly, and on it rested a single object, an ornately carved wooden box. Its surface was inlaid with precious stones, each one more dazzling than the last. and in the center, a ruby the size of a man's fist pulsed with an otherworldly light. As Tobias approached the box, the air crackled with energy. He felt a pull, a deep yearning that seemed to echo within his very soul. He reached out and brushed his fingers against the box, and in that instant, the ruby burst into light. The room shook, and the symbols on the walls flared with brilliant colors. Tobias stumbled back, shielding his eyes against the sudden brightness. When he dared to look again, he saw that the box was gone. In its place, a figure had materialized. At first, Tobias thought it was a statue, so still and unmoving it seemed. But then the figure moved, and he realized it was a man, though not alive. He was made of pure energy, his form shifting and swirling like a flame in the wind. "Who are you?" Tobias asked, his voice echoing strangely in the vast chamber. "I am the guardian of the legacy," the figure replied, his voice a chorus of voices. "And you, young seeker, are the chosen one." Tobias frowned. "Chosen for what? I don't understand." The guardian paused, his energy flaring. "You are destined to inherit the knowledge of the ancients, but only if you are worthy." Worthy? What did he mean? Before Tobias could ask, the guardian vanished, leaving him alone in the silent chamber. Suddenly, the walls began to close in, the ceiling pressing down, the floor rising up. Struggling to breathe, Tobias ran for the door. As he stumbled out into the sunlight, he gasped. The forest around him was gone. In its place, towering structures of white marble stretched towards the sky. Before him lay a city unlike any he had ever seen, crafted from pure energy and humming with power. In the distance, the sleeping giant's toe glistened, a beacon in the gathering dusk. Tobias knew then that he had stumbled upon a place of great power, a place where the veil between worlds was thin and the secrets of the universe whispered on the wind. And as he stepped into the city, he felt the weight of his destiny settle upon him. This was only the beginning. His journey had just begun. And so, dear friends, our tale does not end here. For within this mystical city, Tobias's true trials and adventures were just beginning. How will he navigate this world of pure energy? Will he uncover the secrets of the ancients? And what challenges lie ahead for the young adventurer? We invite you to join us next time as we continue the epic saga of Tobias and his quest for knowledge and power. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop seeking the truth. For the answers you seek may lie dormant within you, waiting to be discovered.